Well, I'm back. And I thought a little bit about what I'm going to do. So at this point, I've sort of weakened the Phyrexians a lot. And at the same time, the Phyrexians are also invading the Burlist over here. So I'm trying to think about what like my next sort of plan of action is going to be. And I'm thinking at this point, it might be worth possibly thinking about, you know, forming a federation, even though I'm not really at that point where I can press the button for it. But I can start thinking about it, perhaps. So, for that, I need to get, like, money for it. And one way of, like, getting money is, like, to do stuff for, like, the races and such. So right now, the Brillos and the Phyrexians are at war. No one else is at war with each other, though. Andors are sort of singing pretty by themselves. I'm probably going to go over here to the Andors, I think. And apparently they've got themselves a science station over here, apparently. Actually, no, I haven't destroyed Pirate Base yet. Is there any Pirate Base to destroy somewhere? Pirate bases somewhere? Oh, smugglers. Let's do that. Well, that's one way of getting credits. We're going to kill some smugglers. So, smugglers happen a lot in the Burst plants because they have such, you know, crime problems. So, especially if you're trying to destroy smuggler ships, definitely a good thing to do. But there may be too many for them to take out, depending on how long they have had in to build up. If you think you're going to die, just withdraw. Whatever you kill still counts. So this here is going to kill these smugglers. They have no shields, so we just, you know, pulverize them with like miniguns and such. He's got a gravity beam, apparently. Let's get those pods. Pods are really important to get for the Burlist, by the way. If you see Burlist pods, go for them. Alright, so that's out of the way. We got 6 Burlist pilots, so that's cool. So that's done. Actually, you know what? I'm actually going to do something kind of reckless at this point, but this is something you can do, by the way. The Burlists are basically warlords, and you can't really influence them with like normal means, but what you can do with them, you can basically go to them and like assassinate their warlords for like favors and power. So let's go out to this guy here. I'm going to challenge their chief guide to a duel. And if I kill him, I'll get 3,000 leverage over the Burlist faction. And I'll gain some influence for it too. So, it's a good thing to do. Yes, we will kill the warlord. Let's do it. Uh oh, I don't want to get hit by that. That might have hit me, I'm not sure. Now, with this guy, it's just good to basically knock him down with miniguns, but I'll start with this to knock down shields a little bit. So there goes the shields. And now let's pop them with this, miniguns. So the warlords are pretty easy to fight. Essentially, they're like a ship that fires a whole lot of shots at you all over the place. And it gets more difficult as time progresses. So Burlist forces, especially upgrade versions of the race's traditional longships, these guys are deaf on rails. Oh, and as a matter of honor, they've agreed not to use any of your special hydro abilities. Good luck with that. So yeah, stuff is gonna happen. sit here for a little bit. Now, these guys do get more dangerous as you like damage them off, so you'll start to see them hit me with much more stuff. Like, here's the stuff they're gonna start firing at me now. This is basically single lines of stuff. And this stuff will come back to haunt me too. We're just gonna full fall on damage right now. Basically, it'll basically go back and forth. It's like it'll go, wee, come after me, bro. So far, so good. Alright, I'm going to pop up my shields and engines just a little bit. Oh, some damage right there. It does hurt when you get hit by this stuff, so you really want to avoid it if possible. Almost got him. Boom. Alright, so we're getting to graphs now apparently. So graph A action totally activated on awesome. So yeah, you can see graphs on stuff. So basically just gives you graphs are actually really great for seeing like an overview of like how races stack up against each other total power wise. Military power, population, ground troops power. You can also see smugglers. Alright, so here's like what happened with that first Prime Lord duel. So I dueled this guy and I killed him. That actually got me a whole lot of influence with the Burlets. Killed off their prime guy, and made me have a whole lot of leverage if they're other warlords. So they're now sufficiently impressed with my military prowess that there's some chance they'll begin to join a federation. And that's cool. That makes it a lot easier to get these guys in a federation when I get to the point for that. Now, one bad thing about basically doing this, because I basically just killed their prime warlord, these guys can be like in civil war for a little bit. So if I go to like these guys and it's like, you know, what say I want to do a duel, the management sincerely apologizes for inconvenience, but due to the recent death of another warlord, all surviving Burless warlords are currently occupying a gigantic bar fight and are unavailable for dueling. Please check in 59 months, thank you. So basically I have to wait for these guys a little bit to, you know, stop going and killing each other and all that. But whatever. That's fine, right? You know, that's just, you know, they're gonna basically be out of it for a little while. If I go to the graphs, so here's the graphs for what's going on right now. So effective power, the Andors are basically the most powerful, and the Burless are right there. The Phyrexians, they were pretty powerful for a while, and then they got tanked because of me. Yeah, and you got like the Evux right there, and the Skylaxians. So there's like the general power for everyone. The base power for everyone there. So we got the Andors being the most powerful, the Skylaxians after the Evux, and then we got the Borean right there, and everyone else down here. And Armadas. That's what the Armadas look like right now. The Andors have most, Skylaxians have next. Hellshins have apparently a lot of Armadas, which is amazing, but they're pretty weak anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So that's that stuff. Here's population graph. So here's the population. The Andors have the most population, apparently. There's everyone else's population. Ground troops power. There's the Phyrexians and ground troop power. They have much less now, and the Burless apparently more. Buildings. Outposts. Right now the Andors are building outposts, so they're a little bit good for that. Now, AFA is actually something I want to watch out for. Right now, AFA is going to be 0, but eventually you have to watch out for AFA because it will really hurt you when you actually start getting a Federation. Basically, I'll get to that when I get to that. Any spy probes, smugglers. Apparently, accusers have some smugglers going on. Wars. Plants. Alright, well, let's see here. What am I going to do next? Can I customize this with anything? I do have a spread shot now, by the way. And the spread shot is pretty cool for taking out, like, smaller ships. Maybe I'll put that on for now. Eventually I want to replace this with, like, something better, but I don't have a better thing yet, so I'll basically take what I've got. So we'll do that. So, okay, that's basically the first step towards forming a formation is getting one of these, you know, getting this guy sort of his leader killed. That's actually worth it. I'm trying to think about what I want to do next, but I think what I want to do, I'm actually going to go over to Borean over here. And what we're going to do with Borean, I think, is I'm going to search their asteroid belt and stuff for hydro technology for special abilities. So, something about hydro technology is that there's basically remnants of it all around the universe. And if you want to, you can go around and try and basically get it by basically taking out, you know, the defenders and taking the technology from the labs. So that's what we're going to do right now. Get some technology. Let's go like this and fire. You can read some of the descriptions here. Basically, there's the Hydro Golem. Here's a Hydro Missile Outpost. A Hydro Central. These are like all Hydro automated ships that basically guard these places. I gotta watch out for this stuff. It can't hurt if it hits me, so let's avoid getting hit by it if possible. Run away! Run away firing! Yeah, not really targeting anyone, but they're dying pretty damn quick. There goes that. Goes that one. Another golem just died. Now, there's basically multiple ways of basically doing these missions. You could just like destroy everything like this, but if you want to, you could also just dock and be done with it. Well, that's pretty much it for them. Let's try and avoid these missiles. These things can really hurt you in missiles. Avoid those if possible. That's done. Let's do Operation Raptor. So something nice about these operations is that they can get rid of stuff around you initially. So, I can do that and then I can just, you know, dock in peace over here. I'm just gonna... Let's see here. Oh, oversped it a little bit. I'll just turn around. Now we're just gonna sit here and dock. Basically, just gonna raid the technology from these labs and push on. So there we go, I got some technology for that. Essentially, this is a great way of getting, like, you know, special abilities and, like, weapons. So there's mass driver and cloaking device. So if we go to my flagship here, I now have a cloaking device and a cloaking field. So cloaking device, your flagship becomes cloaked for 5 turns. It will still take damage from stray shots, but enemies will not be able to fire you intentionally. And cloaking field, within range 800, all your ships and any friendly or neutral ships that are in hold fire stance against getting cloaking for 3 turns. These ships can still take damage from stray shots, but enemies will not be able to see them intentionally. So I put on a cloaking device, which is a lot better than a cloaking field. I think I'll replace this with something else, so... let's see here, let's go with eject garbage. I'll keep this stuff as is for now. Let's go grab a little bit more hydro technology, I think. I'm just going to do this a few times because I'm actually looking for specific technology. Alright, I gotta kill these missile boats somewhat. You know, let's make use of my special abilities a whole lot here. Let's go use this. So this will play a 30 Kirmeshi interest as escort. These are modified to have more health and make, you know, actually useful for blocking shots. And go like here. Oh, there goes that. And let's just target this guy. Let's do this. There we go, we got rid of them. Operations can really help you a lot if you use them properly. Let's activate a cloaking device. Boom! So now they can't see me. I'm not sure I can fire while I'm cloaked. We'll see in a moment. Yep, I can fire while cloaked. So that's good to know. Cloaking field really rocks. Alright, all done. We're just gonna sit right between these guys and get the technology. Alright, what do I get? Oh, look at this. We finally can make our alliances. So alliances in general, and a Federation in particular. So it's time to start thinking about the Federation at last. New political deals relating to the Federation are now opening up for every race. Some races are easy to get into the Federation. The Pelotians and Andors are very easy. The Scalaxians are pretty straightforward. The main requirement with these 3 are high enough influence rating with races involved. But nothing's ever that simple. A lot of other races are more resistant, and if you have bad influence of any race, you may not be able to directly convince them. If that's the case, you'll have to, 2 options. Basically, what this is saying is that I have to start thinking about how I'm going to get these guys into the Federation. That's my goal, of course, for this game. And, if I'm not careful, some guys will be really, really difficult, and some guys will be really, really easy. And special circumstances can also lead to formation of a Federation. For instance, if the Burles, Ecutions, and the Phyraxians are really like you, you can convince them to make a Federation, but they may betray you in return, so watch out. Or, if the combined might of Federation is strong enough, you can convince the Burles to join based on, we'll call it respect. Alright, bear in mind it does matter which government you approach. The same deal that was so cheap for approaching the Andors to form a relation with Pelotians is not something you can afford in the Pelotian building proxies on the other end of the bargain, so one guy might be easy to get into a Federation and another guy might be hard, so it depends on who you go first and foremost and such. And you have to also watch out for the AFA. So the AFA are essentially anti-Federationist Federation Alliance people. So they're like my nemesis, so to speak, in this game, and that's actually how I lost one of my games. So basically, what happened was I let the AFA get too powerful, and then they just like stopped me from forming a federation, and they just killed me. So you have to watch out for the AFA. And sometimes you'll have these hostile alliances form that will just try to destroy you as well. Remember, your goal is for a federation is that unites the solar system. Until all surviving races and planets are members, your work is incomplete. Ah, look at that. We got Operation Zero and Spatial Translocator. Those are actually pretty powerful. So, let's see here. I can go over here. And let's change this with Operation Zero, because this is basically a suicide wing of stuff. Suicide wings are very powerful. I can go down here and I can go get the Spatial Translator, which basically teleports our flagship to a short range. That's a nice way of getting out of trouble. Alright, I got a Mass Driver. Hurls a concussive armor that does excellent damage and also blocks enemy shots. However, it does only 10% of normal damage when impacting shields. That's cool. Still a powerful weapon to make use of. Alright, so I was going to do a sort of quick look around to see what, I can do alliance-wise. So basically, here's what we can do. Basically, I'd probably suggest for your first time around, if you're playing this, go to Skylaxians. If you go to the Skylaxians, they're very easy to get into the Federation. Basically, it's to get high influence with them. And then you can, like, just basically get them to talk to someone else to form a Federation. So Federation deals, basically, if you basically, get high enough influence with them and then make them have high enough influence with our race, you can convince anyone to basically join in making a Federation, except for the Phyraxians. So basically, if you if you kill a Brillis warlord and you get high enough relations, you can form a federation with the Skylaxians and the Brillis, which is what I did the time I actually won this game. So that's actually the first time I won this game. I actually went to the Skylaxians and got high influence with them. I killed the Brillis warlord and then convinced the Skylaxians to get the Brillis to join them in the Federation, and then those two were the founders, which made it really awesome. So that's like a really cool way of doing it. I go to the Evux. The Evux really don't like it when you meddle with their affairs. They basically like it so that you stay away from them, but you can like create a federation with them if you want to. And you must have at least 15 members of this race, and you only have 30. And basically, you have to basically increase their allies of like people. Basically, sort of the same thing. And there's these guys over here, the Borean. I'm not sure you can do much with the Borean most of the time. Basically, the Borean requires you have a special sort of condition with the Borean regents. Basically, these guys are like quadrupled guys, beasts. But basically, you need to have like a guy, I guess, who like requires like solar unity. If you don't have that happening, then you can't do it. So you basically need these guys to have like a special condition before you can do anything with them. So these guys are really hard to get into a federation unless like you get like the Skylaxians to get them into it. But these guys are really nice to have, by the way, for on your side when you get the chance. I'm actually skipping these guys for a reason. We'll get to them in a moment. Let's go over to the executions here. If it was execution to deliver the final blow to your race, blah blah. Basically, these guys are CEOs, and with them, it's all about essentially trying to get like merchandise done for them and such. Basically, it's all about profits for these guys. More or less, just have to increase the influence with them as well. Yeah, the awesome OST. Let's go to Pelsians. Think of these guys as like the like little like bears that fought in like Star Wars Return of the Jedi. I forget what those bear things were, but basically these guys, that's what these guys are all about. They're agricarian communists and such. Federation deals, create a federation for safety. Basically, you get like the Andors or Skylaxians on your side of these guys, and you create very easily with them. Very, very easy for them. I don't think you can actually get the Phoraxians to join a federation very easily. It's very, very hard to please the Phoraxians because they're bugs, I guess. And I don't think unless you actually, like, you know, convince, like, the Scalaxians, like, you know, try and get them into your federation, that you can't do it unless you do it that way. So these guys are just, you know, they're just difficult all around, the Phoraxians. And of course, the Andors, they're over here too. Now, if these guys, I think you need to have the Federation power. So, essentially, you essentially have to get, like, you know, the Federations in power for this one. So it's a parliament, and you have to sort of, like, you know, get the Federations elected. So yeah, basically, they're pretty close here, which is good, but that's the thing about, like, you know, each of these races. You have to sort of approach them differently to get, you know, what you want. Now, the one that I'm probably going to go with, because I've been planning to do this, like, you know, for his, like, you know, his Let's Play series, is the Burlist. So, the Burlists are a little bit different when forming a federation. Essentially, you can create a strong federation of them, and what you need to do with them is just you have to go with the Acutians and the Borean, and you just have to get high enough attitudes of the Acutians and Borean towards the Burlists, and you can form a strong federation as a result. It costs you a lot of leverage to do this, but leverage is something that you can deal with easily enough, so this is what I'm going to go for with this Let's Play series, and it'll be kind of interesting to see what it leads to in the future for me. Alright, well, let's see here. What I'm going to do right now, I'm actually going to go into, let's see here, the Acutians, I think. Now, something about the Acutians is that you can very easily build up, like, race relations with other people by, like, doing other stuff. And I think it's possible with these guys that you can create trade routes eventually. Though I don't think any of this will let me do it, so that's a bit of a nuisance. Oh, it depends, like, you know, what CEO is in power for them to be able to do anything with that. So there's, like, encouraged relations between races and such. Alright, well, here's what we're gonna do. This is probably the least important way of doing it, but we're gonna go into Burlist here. I'm actually gonna get them to improve relations with the Acutians and the Borvarians. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna go, hey, what's up? Let's improve relations. Now, this will basically cost me credits for, like, you know, each, like, you know, month this basically goes on. But in the end, it'll boost up the approval rating of Burlist and Borean by a lot while I'm doing this. And hopefully, in the end, I'll be able to get these guys up to, like, you know, what I need to for these guys to form a strong federation. So that'll be the plan. I'll try and get a strong federation with the Burlist, the Acutians, and the Borean, and we'll just go from there. Apparently these guys are being invaded by someone. The Burlist. So the Burlist are apparently invading the Forax over here. I'm not sure I care about that. Alright, well, that's going to be it, I think, for this Let's Play. And we'll see how it goes in the future. For now, take care.